What's up, guys? This time I'm taking you through a speed and agility workout on the 5-day mostly full body split. So let's just jump into it. So the main goal of this day is to improve my ability to accelerate my body through certain movements, and then also to become more proficient at manipulating my body or body weight at changing directions and accelerating through a change of direction. So this is going to translate with performance in terms of bodybuilding, obviously with strength, certain movements, like say from going down to the bottom of squat, powering your way up, same idea with deadlifts, anything to do, and with movements that obviously I do in this day as well, as you'll see with like a bench press or a pull-up, different types of lunges. And then also, obviously, there's a big component to like a cardio aspect here. So if we start off with a 3-minute jog at 6 miles an hour, and then it's 5 rounds of sprinting at 10.2 miles per hour for 10 seconds with, again, rest as needed. As I explained in a previous video for this series, I've pretty much foregone any sort of low intensity steady state cardio, or LISS, for the time being on this training block, and I have adopted more of a high intensity interval training, or HIIT style of cardio. And just the reason being these are long workouts to begin with, and obviously with the high intensity interval training, you can be more efficient if you are more intense throughout the duration of your cardio to kind of burn the same amount of calories. So moving forward, I'm recording the voiceover on this on a Saturday, which is the last day of the training split. This workout was filmed on a Friday, and I've already decided that the next split, the next training block, will be 10 weeks of a upper-lower split. I'm a huge proponent of keeping exercise selection the same in a training block for at the minimum 4 weeks. Preferably, a minimum should be only thought of as 6, but I tend to do 8 or 10 or 12 weeks depending on the goal and how deep I find a weakness, whether it becomes for a physique imbalance or strength or whatever it might be. Obviously, these workouts very high volume, and they're done at a pretty quick pace. So the next training block will be lower volume, probably consistently lower rep sets to facilitate a little bit longer rest periods. It will have been, 10 weeks since I've done, let's say, several or even a few exercises on the same day for the same major muscle group. So I do expect myself to become fatigued in that sense pretty quickly. But this training block, it's a different sort of fatigue, it's a different sort of gassing. It's much more demanding in a cardiovascular sense. There won't be any sort of alternating strength or speed and agility or power days. It's going to go back to very traditional bodybuilding goals throughout a workout, which is mainly just size, strength, hypertrophy, muscular endurance. But anyways, I digress, and we'll get back to the methodology of this workout. So just finishing up the treadmill sprints here, and then we're on to 3 different types of lunges. So it's 3 sets of 5, jump right into the working sets. It's 5 each leg of barbell alternating front lunges, then barbell alternating side lunges, and then it's dumbbell step back lunges. And as you'll see in the upcoming video, even at I believe this day I was 179 pounds, still pretty good condition. Obviously legs are going to be a strong point for me throughout my entire bodybuilding career, but it's good to see that there's still quite a bit of stuff to see, I guess, when it comes to my legs. It's been a work in progress, and it continues to be getting my upper body to match. It might not ever match, but it seems every few months I can see a significant difference in my upper body catching up to my legs. But top sets for the front and side lunges, I believe, got up to 130 pounds. And then with the dumbbell step back lunges, it was 3 sets with 120-pound dumbbells accompanying me. So, just a reminder, it is a speed and agility day. So that's why, obviously, a lunge is a really great movement, especially to open up a workout for speed and agility. But that's also why I'm doing them in 3 different directions, so to speak. So one to the front, push off the balls of my feet, and then to the side, obviously pushing off the outside of my foot. But it's not really a side lunge, it's a diagonal lunge like every side lunge should be, because you want to be able to walk whenever you're 30 years old, and you don't want your knees to deteriorate with an unnatural movement. And then a step back lunge, stepping back forward. Again, it's kind of off the middle of your foot towards the back. Obviously here, being able to power out of a change of direction is key to these movements, but also in a traditional bodybuilding sense, there's a little bit of a difference in the activation of different aspects of the quads and the quad heads here, as well as hamstrings and glutes. So those 3 movements in a tri-set, in addition to the treadmill sprints and jog, that kind of takes care of things with the thighs, the upper leg in this workout. After that, it's 3 sets of 12 with the seated calf raises, as you'll see here. And again, just trying to bottom out the bottom range of motion. And then instead of going up on your toes, I'm just trying to push my big toe and the ball of my feet into the platform as hard as I can. And that, obviously, as you'll see right here, will create plantar flexion at the ankle, and so on and so forth. Not anything too crazy you can do with obviously your calf musculature. Like some people might want to focus on, turning their toes out or in or whatever. I think it's all really minutia when it comes to the calves. I mean, they only serve 2 primary functions, and ankle flexion and dorsiflexion is one of them. And from a hypertrophy standpoint, obviously plantar flexion being the most important. Then we're off to a superset. It's a reverse grip pull-up, and I do 3 sets of 11 here with a little bit of added weight, 20 pounds between my legs. And then we're off on the back end of that superset, just do a standard flat barbell press. So when it comes to a change of direction, like the one thing you want to think of is you want to be working in a 180-degree plane, ideally. So I just mean in a straight line. So when it comes to a pull-up, you're going straight down and straight up if that movement is performed in an ideal fashion. Same idea here with the flat barbell press. You are going straight down and straight up if performed in ideal fashion. And these are 2 major muscle groups that we're working in a superset. Obviously, being the first movement for each of these, I do them in a superset. Because again, the goal isn't primarily power or isn't primarily hypertrophy, strength, or muscular endurance. It is speed and agility here. So 3 sets of 12 with a flat barbell press. Just showing you a couple different angles here. And a couple key things. So for any bodybuilder that performs a flat barbell press, obviously it's most ideal to always keep as much tension on the muscle as possible. So for people that bounce the barbell off their chest or even let it rest on their chest between reps, you're taking muscle or tension off of the pectorals here. And so what I do is I lower it till it's about 2 inches from actually touching my chest. I try to stop the barbell momentarily at the bottom and then explode up, especially with an emphasis on the speed of the bar on a speed and agility day. After that, for posterior chain work, we've got dumbbell shrugs, 3 sets of 8 here, got up to 110-pound dumbbells, supersetted with just standard hyper extensions. And again, traps and rhomboids here in the first part of the superset for the posterior chain. And then here we're looking at glutes, lower back, spinal erectors with the hyper extensions. And posterior work, obviously something, if you're looking at the history of my physique at least, is something that it's in huge demand for development. To appease not only the judges but myself. So again, over the last 6 or 12 months, I've done a tremendous job, in my opinion, of correcting that imbalance from front to back and from lower to upper body. But still something that needs significant work to get my desired end result. And this is one of the movements that's kind of bread and butter for that. After all, if you're going to call yourself a bodybuilder, you better have some massive meat slabs behind your neck. And then final superset for the day, hanging knee raises, and supersetting those with floor crunches. And just our 2 movements that I picked for abs at the end of this workout. But that's it. Went through the entire speed and agility day. I got one more day coming up, and that'll be the next video that I upload. That's the general conditioning day. And then that's it for this training block, and we're on to a lower upper split after this. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like it, hit like, share, subscribe, and until next time, have fun. Talk to you soon.